Playing too loud, Robbie get excited.
I kind of people. Yes, sir.
That's right. Good afternoon, everybody. Sorry we're a little late getting started, but it's nice to see everybody. It's a good opportunity for everybody to get to visit. It's not too often that we get this many good people in one spot, so it's a real blessing for all of us to be here today. On behalf of the city of Berea, our state, our city government, our county, we welcome all of you to Berea today for this ceremony. We're glad to have you. It's a beautiful day, and it's a great day for Central Kentucky. Um, I want to what I'm going to do is introduce the speakers. We have several. We actually have 10 speakers, the folks that you see on the stage. So I'm going to introduce them in groups, and we're all going to be very brief, and I'm going to lead off being brief. So you all hold me to that. But we do want to make sure that everybody can give their observations on the first regional business park in Central Kentucky. So we're very proud to be there. Um, I want to do just a quick overview of the Triple Crown Business Park. This park is part of the Berea Industrial Development Authority Park that was purchased about 15 years ago. It's 400 acres, and when you came in, you saw the greenhouse and the Ignite Academy and the school. Those were the best lots of that 400 and some odd acres. And what you see behind us, it kind of gets into more ridges and gullies. It would have been difficult for the city of Berea alone to be able to level that out and make that useful. But with regional collaboration and with leveraging federal and state funds, we're able to do that. That makes this particular location, we think, the ideal spot for the first regional business park in Central Kentucky. And again, that's how we got here. The Central Kentucky Business Park was formed by an interlocal agreement in December of 2024. We have a working board. We have 6 members on our board. Some are here today. Daniel Harrison, and who else are we missing? We have Karen Hill, and Jeff's not here, and Mike. Okay, but we do have representatives of our board here, and we appreciate the work that they're doing. There are 2 members from each of the 3 counties: Fayette County, Lexington Fayette Urban County Government, Scott County Fiscal Court, Madison County Fiscal Court, and the City of Berea. Um, I'm going to go through and we're going to get started with the 3 principal executives. In addition to the City of Berea, again, it's the Scott County Fiscal Court. We have Joe Pat Covington, who is the judge executive here. The Madison County Fiscal Court, Reagan Taylor, our judge executive here, is here as well. And of course, Mayor Linda Gordon from the City of Lexington. So I'm going to introduce them together. And what I want to tell you about this is a group that has really been able to stick together and overcome some obstacles. I'm going to read just a quick statement because we were asked to do a press release, and I thought that these were probably the best words that I could come up with. Today's groundbreaking ceremony is significant because it signifies over 2 years of hard work and dedication by everyone who's been involved in this journey to create the first regional business park in Central Kentucky. While we've had many hurdles to overcome along the 2-year path, the government executives, Judge Covington, Mayor Gorton, Judge Taylor, and I, along with our key advisors, were committed to the concept of regionalism and economic development and finding a way to get this done. I look forward to the next steps following today's groundbreaking because our ultimate goals are to seek new industry in Central Kentucky, to create good paying, quality jobs, and to ultimately uplift our communities by creating economic opportunities for our people. We also need to acknowledge and thank our local legislative bodies, along with elected officials at both the state and federal level, who believed in this regional economic development effort and have provided the funding that are needed to make this happen. You'll hear from three of our local state officials in just a few minutes, but I want to acknowledge that we do have people from Lexington Fayette Urban County Council. We appreciate you supporting the project. Madison County Fiscal Court, I think everybody's here, so we appreciate you guys being here supporting the project, as well as the Berea City Council and the Scott County Fiscal Court. So I want to acknowledge those legislative bodies because we had to do this together. In looking back over the last 2 years, this project reflects the true definition of a total team effort, and I'm really glad to be a part of it. Additionally, before I bring Mayor Gordon up, I'd like to thank our business community. We have a good representation today from our Chamber of Commerce, and we appreciate the business community supporting this effort, as well as the Berea Industrial Development Authority. I know we have three of our members here, Danny, Beverly, and Diane. We appreciate you all being here and being supportive of this effort. At this time, if without further ado, I'd like to introduce to you Lexington Mayor Linda Gordon. Mayor, if you want to come on up.
Thank you, Bruce. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. This is a hugely exciting day, and I would like to recognize by name some of our Lexington council members who took time to be here today. We have Council Member at Large James Brown over here. We have Council Member at Large Chuck Ellinger right back here. We have 2nd District Council Member Shayla Lynch, 9th District Whitney Baxter, and 11th District Jennifer Reynolds. Thank you all so much for your support, for being here today on this really special historic day. And I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge Kevin Adkins. Kevin is my Chief Development Officer right here in the front, and he has been such a value to this whole process. Thank you very much. Well, Mayor Fraley, Judge Covington, Judge Taylor, we did it! Yay! This has been a lot of hard work, and we've had a lot of support from our local legislative bodies, our state officials. I want to thank Senior Advisor Rocky Adkins, Senator Carpenter, Representative Bray, Representative Gordon for being here today, from our federal officials, including Congressman Andy Barr. We are so grateful for his financial support. In the end, though, we're here today because 3 local officials who got to know one another in 2019 trusted one another, became friends, and developed a partnership. And then, of course, partnerships among Central Kentucky officials are an important competitive advantage for our region, as evidenced by today's announcement. And then we got our 4th, Mayor Fraley. So we are a real team for the good, and these partnerships have brought us to a place where we are at a very unique groundbreaking. This is the first public multi-county economic development project in Central Kentucky. And this is the result of all of our hard work, and we're all super excited. There's been a lot of talk going around for years about regional economic development in Kentucky. Well, this represents not just talk, we're really doing it. And I think that we can all agree when Central Kentucky's economy is strengthened, we all benefit. Today, we're opening the doors to economic opportunity for hundreds of Central Kentucky residents and providing new tax revenue that will allow all of our governments to make needed improvements. And I look forward to more of these regional projects, team. So thank you all for being here. Really appreciate it.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Reagan Taylor. I'm the Madison County Judge Executive, and what a great day. What an exciting day to be here with you all and recognizing how awesome that our three counties are, uh, two cities that we come together with one goal, and that's doing better for our citizens in our region. I want to start out by recognizing our fiscal court. You know, when we're the CEOs of our government entities, sort of the leaders, the chair of our governing boards, we can't do it by ourselves. We have to have good elected officials that are sitting there next to us, making great decisions for the next generation. So I want to recognize Steve Lockmuller. He's our second district manager. Brian Combs, first district manager. Uh, Tom Bakken. He's been there with me from the beginning. I love you, man. I'm going to miss you next year. But our fourth district magistrate, and then Billy Ray Hughes here is our third district magistrate. We've got a great team at our county employees. We've got a great vision. And I think this is just the start of building a region for the next generation to have opportunities, like minded folks that are really, truly serving others. We're not in it for political gain. We're not in it for pats on the back. We're in it to do better for the next generation. I love you all. I'm proud to be on your team. Mayor, thank you. All of our teammates back here that have helped give us funding to get us to this point. Man, it's what it's all about. God bless you. Thanks.
I'm Joe Pat Covington. I'm County Judge Executive in Scott County, and I'm blessed to work with a great fiscal court that has supported this project, this regional ideal and vision from the start. I want to recognize Rick Hostetler, one of our magistrates here with us. Rick, thank you for coming down. Thank you for your support. Also want to mention Daniel Harrison, one of our Central Kentucky Board representatives that is from Scott County. Mike Hawkinsmith couldn't be with us today, but all of our governments exist to serve our communities and provide services to those people. And the cost of those services will never be less than they are today. And the very best thing that we can do is what we're doing in this regional project to attract more jobs to Central Kentucky and bring in good paying jobs and opportunities to our citizens. We are truly a regional economy, and 18,000 people come into Scott County every day. That's Madison County, Fayette County, from all over, really from all over the state. And Scott Countyans come to Madison County on a daily basis. So the commuter patterns that we have just are fact. It's the data that proves that we are a regional partnership and a regional economy. And the more we work together, the better off we are. And we are blessed with a great partnership. And the team, it's truly been a team effort to do what's best for our region and the Commonwealth and the state. Very grateful for our state level elected officials, Senate and House representatives, and then as well as Andy Barr in the federal level as well. We've been blessed with support from those levels, and we'll continue to work together to do what's best for our community. So this is an exciting day. It's a great partnership, and we are going to continue and be committed to doing what's best for our communities and doing it together. So thank you all. God bless very much.
Thank you, Joe Pat, Reagan, and Mayor Gordon. We appreciate your words. Linda, she loved to do that. You've heard already about our state level legislators. Senator Jared Carpenter, who is my neighbor, is here. We can't do this without him. It's the true team effort. And Representative Josh Bray, who's my state representative, and Deanna Frazier Gordon, who used to be until redistricting was my state representative here. They were very helpful to us in obtaining funding, and I want to bring them up one at a time. We had them in order with Jared, Josh, and Deanna, but they've informed me that they have changed the order on me. So I'm just going to let them come up as they like. But please welcome our three state level representatives for the Berea area.
I've got some true gentlemen behind me. They said ladies first, so I'm proud to be here. But this National Day of Prayer is certainly an appropriate day for this blessing that we're sharing together today. It's an exciting day for Berea, for Madison County, and the entire region. Groundbreakings are always symbolic, but this one represents far more than dirt being turned or infrastructure being laid. Today, we're building opportunity, we're building momentum, and most importantly, we're building a future. The Central Kentucky Triple Crown Business Park reflects what can happen when communities choose collaboration over competition and vision over hesitation. This project brings together partners from across county lines and across local governments with a shared understanding that economic development is not a one community issue, and it will benefit families, workers, and future generations throughout Central Kentucky. Economic development is about much more than constructing buildings or preparing industrial sites. It's about creating places where businesses can grow, where good paying jobs can be created, and where young people can see a future for themselves close to home. It's about strengthening the tax base, supporting local infrastructure, and ensuring that communities like ours continue to thrive for decades to come. At the same time, growth only works when it is smart, intentional, and well planned. The goal is simply not to grow for the sake of growth, but to create opportunity while preserving the character, values, and sense of community that make Berea and Madison County so special. The strongest economic development efforts are the ones that place people first, supporting families, respecting local communities, and creating progress that residents can be proud of for generations to come. This business park positions our region to compete for the industries and employers that are shaping tomorrow's economy. Companies today are looking for communities that are prepared, that are connected, and that are forward thinking. By investing in this site now, we are sending a clear message that Madison County and Central Kentucky are ready to meet that moment. None of this happens without leadership, partnership, and a willingness to think long term. This work behind the project required cooperation, persistence, and a belief in what this region can become. Today's groundbreaking is not simply the start of the construction, it is the foundation of future jobs, future investment, and future prosperity for the people of this region. And that is certainly something worth celebrating. Thank you.
Thank you, Deanna. I'm Josh Bray, and this is actually my district here. And days like today are really exciting because you get to see years worth of work come to fruition. I've been lucky enough to serve as the vice chairman of the Appropriations and Revenue Committee in the House, and over this past 2-year budget cycle, I counted it up and actually quit counting when I got over to 1,000 meetings we had just preparing for the budget and going through everybody's budget requests. But what's very unique about this is we've got local leaders who don't really care about county lines, city jurisdictions, county jurisdictions. You got people working together because when everybody works together, everybody wins. You know, they say a rising tide lifts all ships, and that's why we're here today. Because projects like this, where nobody cares who gets the credit, everybody's just wanting to make improvements for their communities, make sure we've got good paying jobs here in Central Kentucky. That's where everybody wins. And so thank you all for working so well together. It made getting funding for this project so much easier because we all recognize that good paying jobs here in Central Kentucky are really important. This is where people want to move to as we look at population growth and transportation numbers and all of that. This is where growth is going to happen. This is a great investment for Kentucky. Thank you all, and thank you all for being here.
I always got to raise the mic up for some reason. Well, Jared Carpenter, represent the 34th District, Senate District. You can see my house if you get out on the Blacktop Road. You can see my house straight across the holler, as we say here in Berea. But this is a partnership that not everybody understands, and it's easy to kind of make this sound really simple. But Josh is exactly right. This has been so many hours that I thought Reagan, Joe Pat, Linda, and Bruce had set up made their office my office in Frankfort, because this has took a lot of time and a lot of hard work. And we have 3 members of the legislature up here that are working hard to make these things happen. But there's a whole lot of other folks up there that we got to make believe in this same process. And without that belief in this leadership team that you have here, and these folks going up and representing their communities, talking to our leadership, this does not happen. It's not easy to get $25, $35, $40 million for projects in a community. And the thing about this project is, is this doesn't take away from anybody. This project would never happen in any individual community. Without this partnership, without this regionalism, teamwork, it wouldn't happen. And so that's what's a great opportunity to bring Lexington, Georgetown, and Berea all in one community here in Madison County, and create opportunities for growth and create opportunities to continue to see us grow. You know, we all are regional economic engines anymore. You know, I drive to Lexington a lot to eat. I drive to Lexington to shop. A lot of folks come here to buy houses. I'm selling more houses now to folks that are coming from outside of this community to be here because of the things that we offer. And so with this leadership team and the team of my friends here behind us, Senate President Stivers, I know Leader Osborne made a huge impact on this. We have to have a lot of folks engaged in this process to be able to have this opportunity for this check presentation. No one individual is going to make this happen, and this wouldn't happen in any individual community. These folks had vision to say, let's come to an area that has opportunities for growth and still has places to grow. I farm around every bit of this property. My farm is across the road. And I think it's a unique opportunity to have opportunity for jobs and still protect our farmland and have housing right here in this community. And so I continue to look forward to working with these folks and see how the excitement is going to be to make this project even better and bigger. Thank you all very much.
I got to put the mic back down after Jared. But thanks to Jared, Deanna, and Josh for their support and for their leadership and for being available to us and for believing in this project. We've heard from your 4 executives of the 4 governments. We've heard from our state legislators from the area, but it also takes a board, a working board that we mentioned earlier. There are 6 members on that board who have been working hard at this since December of 2024. And I do want to acknowledge that all 4 legislative bodies voted unanimously. There was not one vote in any of the 4 governments that went no to join together and to enter into the interlocal agreement. And I think that needs to be said because to me that's phenomenal and really shows the level of support that we've had along the way. But the board chairman for the Central Kentucky Business Park Authority is Glenn Jennings. Glenn is my friend. He was a long-term Berea City Council member. Glenn also spent a lot of time in Delta Natural Gas, where he was president, CEO, and chairman of the board. Glenn stepped up when we had these board spots available. I tried to get Glenn to do something with me for several years, and this is one that piqued his interest, and he really listened and wanted to be involved and saw this as something visionary that would have a generational impact, not only on Berea, but on Central Kentucky as a whole. Also, Lucas Witt is a founding partner for MWM Consulting, and I'm going to have them come up one after the other. But we needed somebody to guide us along the way. And Lucas had worked at the Cabinet for Economic Development. That's what he does for a living. And he's guided us along the way with grant funding, with keeping us connected and keeping us on track through, and also managing the record keeping for the board. So at this time, I'd like to ask Glenn Jennings, followed by Lucas Witt, to come up and share a few words with us. Glenn?
I don't think I quite remember it. Just, hey, he wore me down. That's what he did.
He couldn't say no.
But it's good to see everybody here today. This groundbreaking of the Triple Crown Business Park, which is a part of the Central Kentucky Business Park Authority, which I chair, along with the 5 people, 3 of whom are here right now, who help operate it, make the decisions, move us along, and they're a pleasure to work with. When I was on the Berea City Council back in the dark ages for 16 years, I helped buy this property for the city. We wanted to expand our industrial development opportunities, and we found this, and we negotiated it with the owners, and finally were able to get a deal done on it. And we purchased it, transferred it to the industrial development for Berea Industrial Development, and now it's moving forward with further industrial development plans, all geared around creating jobs
and stimulating the economy here in Madison County and the other counties that are involved with this. It's good to be on the CKBPA, that's the name, Central Kentucky Business Park Authority Board, with the others here today, and to help Berea, Madison County, Scott County, and Fayette, Lexington grow and prosper, to open up opportunities for all of us, not just for one, but for all. The board members represent the members of the CKBPA, some from the city of Berea, some from Madison County Fiscal Court, some from Scott County, and some from Lexington. And I just want to thank you all here and those people in particular that serve on the board with me for working together and supporting our joint efforts. And it is a joint effort. It's a very unique joint effort to have several government entities going together to do something like this. We appreciate you all being here today and for supporting the efforts of the Business Authority. I sure do, because I don't do this by myself. I just herd the cats along and they do what they need to do. Thank you for all your efforts and all you do to assist in economic growth here and in the other counties. And I think that together we can and will make a difference here and in the other counties we're involved with here in Kentucky. So thank you very much.
I have found myself in a position I'm not qualified to be in, speaking up here with these individuals. I'll make it quick because we have a great cleanup hitter to finish off here this afternoon. So my name's Lucas Witt. I'm a founding partner with NWM Consulting. We're based out of Lexington, Kentucky, and we do economic development strategy. We do industrial development, commercial real estate, and that is the perspective that we've brought to this project. And we've had the opportunity and really the great privilege of working with this group now for 2+ years, and we've had a first row seat and a vision of what great leadership is like, of persistence, discipline, because this stuff is not easy. I was a baseball guy growing up, and so I use that analogy a lot, which probably gets old. But economic development is a long-term game. You are absolutely going to fail more than you succeed. If we go 3 for 10, we have done our job right. But we can't do that if we don't have opportunities at the plate. And this project is presenting a massive opportunity at the plate. And again, without the leadership of all the people behind us, we wouldn't be here today. And we just been thankful to be a part of the ride. You've heard the word regionalism a lot, and I don't want to continue to harp on that. I just do want to point out, in economic development, it is the buzzword. People say it, people speak it. Very rarely do people ever do it. It has been tried a lot, and it has been failed more often. In this group, again, over the last 2 years, it was probably the easy and even more logical decision to pack the tin up and go home. And in some cases, probably is what they should have done, but they stuck at it and they kept at it. And that is what true leadership is, not doing the easy thing, doing the hard thing that in some cases is going to have a benefit long after their tenure of being a leader. So I can't give enough credit to the 4 leaders that it was a back of a napkin idea at one point that now there's going to be a shovel in the ground today. So they deserve an extreme amount of credit. I also briefly just want to talk about the partnership from the state, the Cabinet for Economic Development, Congressman Barr's office, and the General Assembly. Quite literally, without their support, their advocacy, their financial support, we wouldn't be here today. Senator Carpenter said it really well. If one group is going at this alone, we wouldn't have been here. But with their support, we're here. And I also want to point out that all of us that are working on it, we need to mention McBrayer Law Firm, and Tyler Morgan and Neil Morris, who's been with us the whole time. Ethan Witt with Cornerstone has just been an extreme help. We're in this every single day, and some would argue we're biased, right? We think this project is great, but other people who are not in it every day that look at it and see it and put real dollars behind it is quite the stamp of approval that we're incredibly grateful for and thankful for. And I can't say that enough. I want to point out Judge Covington, Judge Taylor, Mayor Gorton, and Mayor Fraley. They have fought tooth and nail for this thing and they deserve so much credit. And I hope people realize that, because it would have been easier to go home. Mayor Fraley, when, at one point we were doing a deal in Georgetown that unfortunately fell through, and what seemed like the end of the story, he called me late at night and said, "Hey, what about trying to switch everything over here to Berea at this park?" And I rolled my eyes, if I'm being honest, and I thought he was crazy. And the more time we spent talking about it, right, the crazy ideas turned out to be the good ones, right? And here we are. So they all deserve so much credit. And I'll just close by saying, thank you to everybody. We're so thankful to be a part of it. We're a for-profit company. We get paid to do this, but it is such a pleasure to get paid to do something that makes an impact in an area that I get to call home in Central Kentucky. And we're so thankful to be here. So thank you all, and congrats on a wonderful day.
Thank you, Glenn and Lucas. I also want to just give you a couple of statistics. I wasn't sure if this would come out in the individual comments or not, but just some things that I want you to know about. First of all, there are about 300 acres left in this Menless Industrial Park. And once we're able to do the earthwork, there'll be, we think, about 7 build-ready sites that'll be anywhere from 22 to 58 acres. We think the total size will be around 180 acres when we're done. And again, everybody's made the point, the city of Berea could have never done this on our own. We probably couldn't even done it with one partner. It really took the 4 of us together to come through. And it's going to take a lot of funding to do this. And I do want to acknowledge Mackenzie Todd Poe, District Director for Congressman Barr is here, along with Craig Shockley. I don't know where Craig went. Craig's here as well from the Congressman's office, but we were approved, the Central Kentucky Business Park, when I say we, was approved for $2 million in community project funding that will go to help develop this particular property behind you. Also, we've been recommended for $4.1 million in funding through the Kentucky Product Development Initiative, and Brittany Cox is here representing the Cabinet for Economic Development and KAED. So those are 2 sources of funding that total $6.1 million that'll be invested in this park to have shovel-ready, build-ready sites where industry will be seated here. Also, I want to acknowledge with our legislature, and the governor signed the $20 million in a direct allocation to the Central Kentucky Business Park Authority as well. We'll be talking more about that later, but that's significant, and it just shows the level of support and the belief of everybody on what a valuable project this is and how important it is, not just to our local area and to Central Kentucky, but to the Commonwealth of Kentucky as a whole. One other thing that I do want to mention, we mentioned goals of creating jobs and seeding industry, but there's an additional goal that we all have and that we all share. And that's once we get this regionalism figured out, we want to be able to write this down and pass it on and export what we're doing to others within the Commonwealth of Kentucky, where they can do the same thing if they choose to do so. And we're hopeful that they'll be able to learn from us, the things we did right, the things we did wrong, and the things we did different. So I look forward to seeing that as well. I think I've got everything covered. So I just wanted to make sure that I had a little cleanup at the end before I introduced our cleanup hitter. I mentioned the Cabinet for Economic Development. We've talked about federal funding. We've talked about our legislative body, but it also takes the executive branch to come in as part of the team. And I'm very happy that our senior advisor from the governor's office, Rocky Atkins, is here to hit cleanup for us today. So Rocky, you have the floor, sir.
I'm not sure what's left to be said, but I will say 1 or 2 words. It's pretty evident here today that when people work together, great things happen. And we're witnessing that here today. And I think, Josh, you touched on it just a little bit, that economic development is a team sport. And it's a team sport that, from the federal level to the state level to the local level, that when folks come together and decide that we're going to tear down city lines and county lines and we're really going to work together as a region, you're witnessing that here today. This business park, Triple Crown Business Park, is really a lot of hard work. If it was easy, everybody'd do it. but you had 2 mayors and you had 2 county judges, you had councils, you had fiscal courts, you had economic development councils, you had everybody with the same vision at the end of the day to see us break ground here today and really remember where you are today and come back here 2 years from now and see the opportunity and the hope that this business park is going to open, not just for Berea, not just for Madison County, but for the entire region. You know, there is one industry along I-75 that employs people from 80 different counties. And, you know, this is just not about 2 cities and 2 counties. This is really about an entire region that is looking for the opportunity to have a good job, put food on the table and a roof over their head. One of the hottest economies in America right now is the I-65 corridor. And the reason I mention that is you all probably remember a little project called the Louisville Bridges Project that opened up traffic flow. And you probably remember another little project, the widening of I-65, all the way from the Ohio River to the Tennessee line. And along that I-65 corridor, there happened to be a lot of industrial property that folks started creating and was available for industry to locate on. And the logistics of Kentucky is pretty special. 2/3 of the population in a 24-hour driving period. So to see that corridor doing what it's doing as one of the hottest economies in America, I'd like to announce to you tomorrow, we're going to be breaking ground on the companion bridge of the Brent Spence Bridge coming over from Cincinnati into northern Kentucky. Why do I mention that? Because as I speak of that, you see the widening of I-75 taking place in Corbin on toward the Tennessee line. So when all of this infrastructure takes place, and you see this property becoming a reality and ready for business and industry to locate on, it puts these folks that have put this vision together the ability to compete in this global economy and to be able to recruit the business and industry of today, but the business and industry of the future as well. The mayor mentioned something that I think is one of the greatest initiatives. And most of you know I served in the House for 33 years of my life. I've been with the governor for the last 6.5 years. But I really believe one of the greatest initiatives that the governor recommended to the legislature was the program that was mentioned by the mayor called the Kentucky Project Development Initiative, KPDI. The Economic Development administers this, but this was a recommendation that the governor made to the legislature. And the legislature put their fingerprints on it, and there was 2 pools of money that were created. And out of those pools of monies, regional parks could put in applications. Individual counties could put in applications. And from that application process, we've seen millions of dollars that have gone across Kentucky to create available property, but also build-ready sites with infrastructure ready for industry to locate on. This budget that was just passed also reestablished those 2 pools of money. And from this budget that we're in now, $4.1 million was approved from an application that was generated from this team, this effort that you've heard be talked about here today. So when people do work together and people don't worry about who gets the credit, then really good things happen. Because when really good things happen, guess what? There's enough credit to go around for everybody. So I want to mention just a few stats before I get out of the way. And I think this is exciting for Kentucky. The momentum that we see in Kentucky right now is historic. As we stand here today, you have watched and seen over the last 6.5 years historic economic development project announcements all across Kentucky. As I stand here today, not only have you witnessed over the last 6.5 years, because of people working together, the historic economic development announcements, the historic job creation, and the historic private sector investment. As we stand here today, we have seen now over $50 billion of private sector investment over the last 6.5 years. We have seen over 70,000 new jobs created over the last 6.5 years at Kentucky's highest wages in the history of Kentucky. We have seen every export record broken of over now $50 billion from the Commonwealth of Kentucky, and every tourism record broken because of the momentum that's happening here in Kentucky. So we need to tell the story because we got a good story to tell. And to see the business and industry that wants to locate here, the good work of our economic development cabinet, the governor, the legislature, local communities to the federal level. This is really a historic day. To see a regional business park developed by Scott County, Lexington, Fayette County, and here in Berea and Madison County is really a day to celebrate. And I'd just like to close with this. In this time of political division, isn't it nice to stand here with Democrats and Republicans? Isn't it nice to stand here and not worry about whether this is a Democrat or Republican project or a right or left or red or blue? We're just here celebrating today something that's really good, that's going to help families throughout this region and help communities throughout this region move forward in a very positive way. So I congratulate everybody that played a part in this. And you know, the old point guard mentality is this. It's the point guard's responsibility to make everybody else better. And when everybody else becomes better, guess what? The point guard becomes better. So let me say this, let's just continue to work together. Let's continue to make good things happen for our people all across Kentucky. And let's celebrate this business park groundbreaking here today. The sun shines bright on my old Kentucky home. Thank you all so much.
All right, that brings us to the end of the speaking, so we're ready to move some dirt. And this is what they gave me. So we're going to have the four principals, which will be Mayor Gordon, Judge Taylor, Judge Covington, and myself in first. And then we'll have, secondly, all elected leaders and the principals, along with our state representatives, Senator and Rocky. And then we'll have the principals and the board, and then all the partners. So you guys kind of sit tight and we'll do this thing, all right? Thank you all very much.
Reagan, you all come toward the center. Over here. Come on, Gary. Oh, hold on one second. Okay, I'm sorry. Hold on, Mayor. We're trying to.
Okay, it should be Judge Taylor, Mayor Fraley.
Oh, we're doing it like Mayor Fraley, Mayor Fraley,
Judge
get over by
Covington.
Reagan. Just tell me where to go.
You're beside Mayor Gordon on the line. You're on the very end, Mayor Gordon. Sorry.
Mayor Gordon, one over.
Yep.
So this corresponds.
You got it. You got it.
Signing
All right,
the
now
agreement.
put some dirt on the shovel and just kind of hold it up. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Now let's get Rocky in. Come on, Rocky. Jared.
Good.
You all.
All right, come on.
This is the same dirt we got to do there.
I'm still going.
Where do you want?
Wherever you want to be. Let's put Jared. Hey, let's put Jared in the middle. And we'll just kind of arc
like
down
towers. As long as they don't stand on my shoulders, I'm all right.
This is about your soybeans.
I know it, man.
All right, everybody put some dirt on the shovel and hold it up. All right, 1, 2, 3.